Minnesota, got all the audio coming out in Kakalaki. 0711. No problem, bye-bye.
I can't believe it. Sounds like we might get some Skipland coming.
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
And it seems like we do have some RADIO beaconing out there tonight on the Old Tube Radio Network. Hello, everybody, from Central California and beaconing beyond, whether you might be listening live at oldtuberadio.net or the YouTube video, or right here in the Central Valley of California, 27085, Channel 11, the Old Tube Radio Network. On the air, what do we do here? It's to promote the use and distribute information about Class D citizen band receivers. Where did you write that? I think SWL2 wrote that about 40 years ago. He's not going to fess up to it, but OBP, I think, came up with that. And we're still doing it. 40 years on the air. It's February. What is the, if you're playing the home game, you're looking for February 7th, 2026. We made a couple of changes. If you are listening, or hopefully listening, at the oldtuberadio.net page, you just click on the video screen and you should get the audio coming through with no problems. And also for those of you watching or listening that would like to upload a photo of your favorite tube radio, or maybe you've got a classic 23-channel radio. I mean, those are 50 years old. You can go to oldtuberadio.net. Look for the big glowing tube, and below that you will see the upload your pics link, and you can click that and put your picture in. It makes you add a title or a description or something so we know what it is. And hopefully, if we get a couple of those tonight, we'll put them on and get the Hall of Fame going here. In the meantime, I think everything is good. Let me bring up the SWL check-in sheet. We've had a couple of early check-ins already. Let's see if there's any more early check-ins for the Old Tube Radio Network.
24 checking in.
All right, 24. I've got you, Joseph. Through the skip, you are sounding good. Over.
195.
And 195 from beautiful Course Gold. Got you, Jim. Over.
Thank you, sir.
Sounding good tonight, by the way. Nice. Got some nice signals coming through.
Thank you, man.
SWL 61 checked in moments ago from north of here.
Dennis, do me a favor and check 650 in.
And 650, no problem. We'll get 650 on the list. Just making sure everything seems to be up and running. Refreshing the comments. You can make a comment at oldtuberadio.net. We've got the video chat going. I see a couple people there. We'll make sure you get checked in. Let's go to the official first check-in, 00. And it's right there. Good evening. Alpha 173, 00, and SWL 15 checking in and waving from snowy Copenhagen. Are you on the other side? Sometimes I can get your temperature if you're out there. All right. It'll show up. Anyway, sounding good. Thanks for getting us started off. I'm going to also get SWL 1 checked in and Mr. OBP, who is certainly 9 pounds and a good modulation tonight. Yeah, so we made some changes on the .net page. So, to put those pictures in. Let's go to SWL3. I got a proxy check in for Rob. Over to SWL5. I did not even check into, I've been so busy this afternoon, I did not check into Old Radio Night. I think they're going. I'll try and bring up the video. I think I should have it. We'll dump over to JT and the gang over there in just a little bit. Sometimes Levon is hanging out over at the Old Radio Night and forgets to flip the switch. SWL7, I see you. Did you scroll off my screen? I saw you there, Ed, checking in. looking good, SWL7. And let me make it official. Oh, it is official. Okay. Let me go to the other shot here, that one. And that seems to be working. Got the S meter up and running. I don't think we have as much noise as we had last week, but I will try not to jinx it. Yeah, we still have skip. You can hear the Pacifics coming in. Do I have the map? Let me, before we go on further here, let me see where the map is going. Yeah, there you go. Okay. We're the star. There's Hawaii, so that's in. It looks like it could be open anywhere, especially up in the northwest, all the way out to the east. Florida's in there, so it could be anything tonight, so we'll be listening. The Old Tube Radio Network control. Let's go to SWL number 9. That's Dirt Dog 982. And SWL 10 and 30 might be in, might be waiting for some skip. We'll have to see. SWL 11. SWL 12, of course, that is Dan, Mr. Cornbread and Dapper Dan. Hopefully looking dapper. Is everybody out getting supplies for Super Bowl Sunday? Crowding the stores, making sure you have all those necessary things. Chips and I don't know what you need. Ovaltine and cucumbers. I don't know what you need for a Super Bowl. I usually don't get into that. I used to have to sit at the TV station when the Super Bowl was on, and you'd cross your fingers that the transmitter wouldn't go off, and the station would lose hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I'm kind of glad I'm in this air chair tonight. Let's go to SWL 13. Echolink link is up. The crossband link is up.
SWL 13, checking in.
Sounding pretty good. Sounding pretty good on the crossband link. We've got you checked in. KB6GFD. Thanks, Mike.
Sounds great on this one. A little quiet on the other.
All right, maybe it's because we don't have maybe it's because we don't have all the fog going on tonight. You sound good. We got you checked in. KB6GFD.
Well, thank you, yes, and good evening to all the SWLs. Peace, YTG.
Let's see if Sangertown is in SWL 14. They might be in. Shortly, we'll hang out for them. Neil, I see it. Let me get you checked in since you are here, SWL 147, for an early check-in. Not a problem with that. Weather cold, below 32. It's been like that, huh? Conditions good, but crowded. Need more fire in the wire, or a wire that's higher. More fire in the wire, or a wire that's higher. Lots of Midwest and West Coast, but few contacts. All right, thanks, Dr. Jazz in Kakalaki. Looking good here and sounding good in Central California, your old stomping grounds. SWL 15, there's the 2-for-1 check-in right there. We have, where are we at, 7 weeks. We got one more week to go before we re-up the 00. So you're in good shape. You're in good shape for getting in the bin to do it again. The Old Tube Radio Network, Real Radio's Glowing in the Dark, SWL 16. That, of course, is Charlie out there in Anoka, Minnesota, and right behind the television screen here, helping out, doing good stuff. Yeah, see some of our new advancements here. We've spiffied things up, and hopefully things are working a little bit faster and quicker and more concise. I didn't have anything to do with it. I was more responsible for breaking things. So our technical crew, Frodex, somewhere in the bunker, has been sequestered and slaving away for days, nary weeks, to try and get this bucket of bolts up and running, and it seems to be doing pretty good. Thanks, Charlie. 10 and 30. I see the jumping dolphins. I cannot miss. Chrissy and Dwayne, I cannot miss the jumping dolphins, so let's go ahead and make them official. This is like throwing a sardine into the chat room. Throw a couple of sardines for those dolphins, and they will be happy. Direct and net roll call is where we're at. The tube radios will be coming up shortly. If you're joining us at oldtuberadio.net, hello to you. Hopefully you've got the audio link up and running. It will also take you directly to the YouTube page if you'd like to do that. SWL 17. SWL 18. I got Mikey from Facebook check in. And I guess I have to put X's in the little boxes or we will not know who's been checking in or not. Somebody's reading the mail out there. And I'll try not to cough tonight. My whatever I had that went away has come back with a vengeance. So we'll try and make it through. On the cue cards tonight, looking good. I will endeavor my best to look at what's happening. Keep us on track. You'll keep us on track. I just have to follow along. SWL 19. Chet out there in beautiful Angola, New York. Right at the top of the screen where you should be. And will it give us a weather report? We'll see. Loading. Oh, no, you're kidding. 6 degrees. Feels like 2. Well, 2 is better than 1. You know, what do they say? When you're number 2, you try harder. Gusts at 11 miles per hour. All right, stay inside next to the... Chet, stay inside next to the radios. Thanks for checking in. Let's go to SWL 20.
Number 20 here. Please check me in. And also 29 and 54. I appreciate that. And I'll have some radios of interest tonight. And also a few of Cliff's radios that haven't gone away yet. So check me in, and I'll be back after a while.
Yeah, will do. Boy, that is a screaming eagle you got on there tonight. All right, thanks, Harvey. Love the screaming eagle tonight. All right, and Foxman getting the caps for the Robin 123B. When you get that, give us a picture. Upload a picture over at oldtuberadio.net under the big tube. Look for the upload your pics, and we will get that on in our Hall of Fame. Heading over to, I don't know what's going on Old Radio Night tonight. It's the Cobra 25, Turner plus 2 desk mic.
SWL 21, South Carolina checking in. UDX 111, are you in there?
All right, 36.
I got to try it one more time.
I heard that.
SWL 36. Hey, man. Hey, good to see you. Hey, you made it in there. All right.
Sounding good, by the way. All right, we've got 36. 21 checking in live. That's live. You can go there now at 21s.c. over at the YouTube channel. Give them a like. See what's going on. I think I wonder if they're getting any skip tonight.
Right, go KR.
Yeah, it's the dirty diaper. All right, thank you, DD and JT. Sounding good from the old radio night. Still going
later.
on. All right, 7-3. 7-3.
Go KR.
And let me get back here locally. The break, OTR. I hear you. Go ahead, over.
Yeah, good evening, Dennis. I'd like to check in early, brother. 53, the legend, checking in.
All right, 53, the legend. I am finding your spot, putting it up and putting the check in the item of interest. You're good to go, sir.
Thank you, 73. Bye-bye.
The Old Tube Radio Network. Richard, 78. Let me get you. I see you before you have to run away to whatever you're doing. Live and direct from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We got a lot of South Carolina stations. We're going to be checking in with Tony coming up pretty soon for that. And hopefully it's not too wacky. The weather's not too wacky there. Southampton. Good stuff. All right, thank you. We got you in, so if you have to run away, you're looking good. Foxman, out there in Rockwood, Tennessee, where it's 25 degrees, partly cloudy. And the wind is 6 miles per hour. So it's still kind of a cold snap across the country. It is warming up a little bit here on the West Coast. Let's go to SWL 22.
personally taste tested each and every household insecticide.
Are we getting some north-south skip? I don't think that was 22. How about SWL 23? I'm going to get 36. We heard 36 live and direct. UDX 111. Ken, sounding good over the live link. Not too many people can do that. We used to have the setup for the Squamish boys to do that, but they took down the link, so it's always fun when we get somebody linked in there. Michael says, needs guidance on how to check in for the first time. Well, I think you just did. Monitoring 27085 and ready to make a transmission from Clear Lake. Oh, boy, on the 1011D. We got some pictures of that. You know what's going to happen at Clear Lake? It would have to be summer, and we would have to have the tropospheric ducting going on. Maybe. There'd be this much of a chance that we would hear up through Clear Lake and north of Sacramento. We'd be hearing more Oregon and Washington. So we'll get you checked in. You might hear the skip that we're hearing. Probably what you do, you're listening in, you'll hear the guys coming in from Hawaii. So a little bit close, but good to have you along the old tube radio network. And we love the 1011D. Snap a picture of that 1011D and then go over to oldtuberadio.net. Upload that pic under the link under the big tube, and we'll put it in our Hall of Fame here. We'd like to see that.
Hey, look at me. I'm a TV antenna.
You know, TV antennas will work for CB, but not very good. SWL 23?
Am I getting good reception?
This is your good reception frequency.
Wow, now that is awesome.
SWL 24, we've checked in early. Let's go way out, beyond the giraffe for SWL 25.
25 checking in, Dennis, if you can hear me.
Yeah, you're sounding good. I like the sound. I like the sound of that radio over.
Well, I believe you're familiar with this particular radio. Anyway, thanks for checking me in, and 74 as well, please.
25 and 74. Yes, I was honored enough to be able to sit in the air chair, and I wore the white glove, so I wouldn't make a mess. No M&M chocolate mess on the Eagle. Sounding good. Got you checked in 100%.
Thanks, Dennis.
The old Tube Radio Network, and we've got some interesting conditions going on tonight. Ron was away from the air chair last night. He was under the weather, so I can't tell what kind of conditions we had on Friday, but I bet it was something like this. Let's go to SWL 26. Is Studio G up and running? SWL 27. Greg's waving a hand saying hello to all the UDXers, and we have a lot. We heard from live from Ken, UDX 111, checking in out over via the old radio night. Let's go to SWL 28. What's happening up the road? Yeah, I wish we would get that short ducting skip. We'd probably hear Gary live and direct. Gary is in. 28's checking in. Big Super Bowl party in the green room. There is. There is way more food than regular. And I noticed they have the big screen projection TV and some other stuff going on. So starting, what's going on? Starting the brisket at 8 a.m. We'll be ready for the game time and Super Bowl punch by Dennis and Moore. You don't want to drink my Super Bowl punch. We'll have it off to the side, and then you can get your good Super Bowl punch. But it'll all be there. And the game's on the West Coast here. It's like 100 miles away. So maybe if we stand up on the roof, we'll be able to hear the cheering crowd. We've got a proxy check-in for SWL 29. SWL 30 with the dumping Dolphins. Dwayne, keep listening. There is something going on out there tonight. So, keep listening. We might just float through. I'm not sure where things are now. If I go to the, let me find the map again. I think it's changing. Should be right here. Oh, no, we're still in your area. Still across the U.S. So Colorado, I expect to hear Colorado tonight. Hopefully we'll get some check-ins from afar. The old Tube Radio Network. Let's go to the directed net roll call for SWL 31. Robert and Teresa, you know, they may have scrolled away on my screen at the beginning. With, there's Beagleman. 83 was there. I'm just making sure who I missed. Tower of the Power. Felix, I see you, Felix. I'll get you checked in. Tony was hanging out there. Well, Neutral Observation. Hello, thanks for joining us. And there they are, SWL31 checking in from Hendersonville, Tennessee. I see. I knew if I did my job, if I searched long enough, I'd find you guys. So let me give you the official check-in mark. All right, over to, did I hear, I was on 10 meters today. There was some 10-10 contest going on. And I could barely hear some stations in Waco. They were way down in the noise, but the band was open. It wasn't as good as I thought it would be for contest stuff. 32 with an X in the square. Checking in. And Robin, we have, if you've got, I think you got some pictures of the Robin with the Robin. Try putting them in the upload your pics under the big tube at oldtuberadio.net. And that's an easy way. It saves a whole bunch of around the bend and over and under getting the pictures so that they're accessible to get on the air here. So if you've got something you want to post, that is a good way to do it. And I believe it is working correctly. Thanks to Frodex in the bunker. Let's go to S6 noise level, no skip in Central Texas. All right, checking in regardless. Our noise level is down tonight, with the exception of some skip. SWL33, myself, and everybody else that wants to check in. Let's go to Jimmy, SWL34. He was giving us good promotion on all the Facebook pages out there. So if you're listening, Jimmy, we've got you checked in. If you've got some pictures, I think I've got your Browning, you know, the one in your 900 Brownings on the shelf. I think I got that picture somewhere. But if you got something, go ahead and slide it up with the upload pics over at oldtuberadio.net. You got a lot of good stuff. We'd like to have them available. SWL35. That's Mr. Bill out there in beautiful and probably cold Cheyenne, Wyoming. Might hear a Bill tonight if he's got the big gun antenna going on. Trying to see if he's on our list. Who's listening in? Let me go to the list. We've got Lawrence, Kansas, Fresno, Angola, New York. Hello, we know who that is. Anoka, Minnesota. Also Kingfisher, Oklahoma, Southampton. Oh, let's see what's going on. It's tomorrow. I think is it tomorrow? It feels like 45 going on. All right. Did they give me a clock? Yeah, 4:14 a.m. Wow. You're either staying up late or you got up early. Thanks for joining us, the Old Tube Radio Network. Pleasant Hill, California. Don't hear Pleasant Hill much. Visalia, just down the road. We used to take check-ins. Let's go back 35 years. Visalia had a version, like a South Valley version of the Old Tube Radio Network. This is back easily 30, 35 years ago. When I had my antenna up at about 70 feet on the big stick, I could hear those guys and check them in. That was fun. So I don't know what happened to the Visalia guys, but bet they're still around. Centerville, California, San Jose. We certainly know the way. And Copenhagen, where it is 30. Not too bad. With snow, maybe. Looking good. All right, back to the directed net roll call. We've got so many little fancy things that can happen now. I get over-geeked and start putting all this stuff on the air. Let's go to SWL 36. We heard UDX 111 live and direct, courtesy of Old Radio Night. Let's go to SWL 37. I will get a proxy check in for Chris. Up the road a piece, SWL 38. Listening, there's another station that's going to need some very short tropospheric ducting to check in. Caliber, first time here, kind of confused on what's happening. Good. Join the We're Confused group, and you can sit right next to me. The Old Tube Radio Network. How can I say this in 25 words or less? 40 years ago, a group of people here in the Central Valley of California got together. We all were running our regular CB radios at the time. This would be 1985, 86. And a lot of us had classic tube radios like the Brownings and the General Radio telephones and Lafayette's with tubes in them. And we thought, wouldn't it be nice to, like you would with an automobile, you know, you go out and you go to the hamburger stand and everybody parks their cars and you look at the fins and chrome. Wouldn't it be nice if we could just gather the tube radios somewhere just so we could talk on them? So we headed down to Channel 11, and it sort of amassed from that, the old tube radio network. We started having people coming by, and then we thought, well, we need to document who's here. And then a lot of people started coming in and listening because they hadn't heard the tube radios before, or maybe they had one. So we started noting the shortwave listeners. You don't have to have a radio to get in here. You don't need a number to check in as long as you're here. You are here. And believe it or don't, we have been doing this since 1986. So we're in our 40th year. We are live right now in Central California, where it's 8:26. We're on Channel 11, 27085, a little bit of skip going on. What you are hearing is me direct, and then when I unkey, you hear the output of the radio directly into your stream for the people checking in, and that's what's going on. There are a lot of people doing this. You know, they have an on-the-air thing. So ours focuses on the tube radios, and we're glad to have you along. All right, that was a little more than 25 words, but I tried my best.
Hey, Dennis?
This is the Basic Dennis over.
Got a question about the change on the site. It lists the cities, the zip code, and the handle. How is the handle decided?
Well, in days of yore, the handle was the, I guess it's an IP address, and that's sort of been hidden a little bit because there would be no way for the intelligentsia of the old tube radio machinery to know everyone's handle. So that's sort of a cryptic thing. You will notice network control and the technical advisor actually do get a handle because the OTR internal workings know who those people are. So you know if network control is on and the technical Frodex advisor way out in Kansas is listening in as well. So there you go. The QTH, if of course, as you know, if you put your mouse, your pointer over that, it will highlight the city, and you can click on that, and you'll get the weather forecast. Over.
Okay. Because if you look, in between technical admin and network control, says Fresno 93704. That is the only 93704 on the list, and I'm 93704. So I just kind of wondered how that handle was. But if you can change it, that might be nice.
And I'm 93704.
Yeah, there's a lot of 93704. Sometimes it sees if two people are on, or if one person's on twice, it might see that. It's also kind of first come, first serve. So if you're down at the bottom, that means you just came in. And if you stay on, you sort of move your way to the top. So I can, like Raleigh, North Carolina, just came in the door up there in the mezzanine. They're going to wander down the stairs to the green room. But there they are. If they stay on, they will move their way up, up the list. So that's how it works. And the IP stuff is not a good science. You could be from anywhere. You could show up from Los Angeles. You could show up from Sacramento. It just depends on your IP service something. So take that all with a grain of salt. Over.
Okay. Anyway, who else is in 93704?
And get people checked in.
Yeah, the guy that we're going to check in right now. Hello, Chris.
Hello, Dennis. And it was me, Harvey, 93704. SWL, 37.
37, looking good and sounding good from 93704. The X is in the square.
Thank you. Yeah, I just was watching TV and it just dawned on what time it was. I just ran in here.
Okay, thank you, Dennis. I'm out.
All right, thank you, Harvey. There's a lot of new things going on the site, so we'll explain as we go along. If people have questions like, this doesn't work, or how does this work, we'll try and address your item of interest. But join us at oldtuberadio.net. You can click on the link to listen to audio. You can click on the link to go to the YouTube page. You can join us live and direct if you hear us out of your radio. Thank you, Chris. And we know who's next is SWL 39. SWL 40.
Okay. SWL 40 checking in. It can't be 22 degrees outside. Well, there's a little bit of an error on my outdoor, but the indoor is 72 degrees.
That's a nice thing. So 40 is checked in. I see 38 has jumped in. And were you to be in like a 93704? Let's see if our weather item sort of knows how to do the right thing. So we'll go to one of our local links here, and it shows at 56. So your thermometer should be reading in the mid 50s probably. Thanks for checking in. The Old Tube Radio Network, directed network call. We got radios coming up. They always give me the little speed up thing. And you know, Chet has a trick. He pulls the cards. He pulls the cue cards up a little quickly. So if you've ever seen me doing this, it's like, oh yeah, okay, that's how you speed things up. Let's go to SWL 41. Road Dog 507, there you are, checking in. Orange County React, Hudson Valley, New York. Good evening, everyone, and good evening to you. Thanks for visiting us here at the Old Tube Radio Network. A little closer to home, SWL 42.
Good evening, Dennis, and everyone out here listening. 42 and the Radio Lifer crew.
All right, big signal on the S meter, way over to the right side, looking good and sounding good. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you, sir. Don't worry, we'll help you keep everything on track.
All right, I can use all the help I can get. SWL 43. SWL 44. Let me get a proxy check in for 360 up the hill away. Also, hello to Paul and Kelly, SWL 45 up there in North Fork. Next is SWL 46. Is Arlen listening in? Bet he'll jump in somewhere.
Hey, Dennis?
This is the basic Dennis, over.
Did you check the temperature in Angola, New York?
Yes, we did that. It is 5 degrees. It was 5 degrees earlier, and it is now. Oh no, Anoka. You know, that's Anoka, Minnesota. That's 23. So let's go from Anoka, Minnesota, to. Okay, there we go. He's up a little higher. Watch this. What's the temperature drop, ladies and gentlemen? 5 degrees feels like 3. It went up a degree. It feels like 2. So turn on every tube radio you got.
Roger. Okay. Oh, if Chet's listening, throw on some firewood.
Yeah, well, he's right here with the cue cards. He knows. He's got the place warmed up so when he gets back, he can actually put the key in the door and it won't freeze. Let's go to SWL 47.
Good evening, OTR, SWL 47.
47, sounding good. Hopefully you're not freezing out there.
No, it's quite toasty in the radio lounge. Thank goodness.
Good deal. All right. And someone was asking, so our shortwave listeners that are actually checking in are either on the air locally, they might be checking in from the chat room, and then they might just be someone who has joined us on the chat. They don't have a specific number, because we had everybody with a number. There'd be 1,000 people, and we would never get to the radio. So don't fret. If you don't have a number, just type a hello radio, and we'll get to you. Thank you, Michael. Going to SWL 48. And if you have a tube radio, you don't need anything. You just need to key up and say, hey, I'm here. Forget those numbers. SWL 48. Let me get Sammy and X in the square from YouTube, or not YouTube, from Facebook. SWL 49. Who's just joining us? Philadelphia, PA. Is it Harriman, Tennessee? And Centerville, Virginia. What happened to my, there you go, my highlights on those? I just put the item on there. Let's go to SWL 50. Did we check in 50? That's UDX out of Battle, UDX 36, Gerald out of Battle Creek. He might be getting ready for, no, he's right there. All right, thought you were maybe setting up for the Super Bowl. From Battle Creek, 10 degrees, F. And too cold. So I'm at work too. Oh, all right. I used to do that. I used to check in from work at the TV station. I mentioned that before. I'd climb up on the roof with my walkie-talkie and check in. It's kind of fun. So glad you can find some time to do that and not get in trouble. You know, if you need a note for checking in, we'll give you a note, like a doctor's note. Says, yeah, he needs to have that 2 minutes to check in. He's vital. SWL 50. Gerald is vital to the operation of the Old Tube Radio Network, so we must have him check in. Let's go to SWL 51.
Dean.
Let's go to SWL 51.
SWL 51 checking in.
51 checking in, sounding good from way out there. We've got the X in the square.
Check, Dennis. Have a great evening.
So far, so good. I'm still upright in the chair. That's the thing. Now, when you add pictures to radio, you've got to look good. You can't be slouching. So everybody that doesn't have a camera in front of them, feel blessed that you can just get on the radio and do what you want. But the guy in the stupid seersucker suit has to look nice. Let's go to SWL 52. Now, I only have an X in the square. Did he check in early or yesterday? I don't know. Well, he's checked in. 53 checked in early. That's Mr. Belair, page 4. Page 3, actually. SWL 55. That's Eminem up on the hill. And, wow, we got a big list on the Echolink link tonight, too. We'll get to that. 56 just for kicks.
56 just for kicks.
We got you in with the X, or whatever we put. Check mark X0, something like that. Sounded good. And let's see, somebody said they have a glitch. It's repeating. If you are getting repetitive audio, that's what I'm trying to say, check to make sure that you do not have another OTR window open somewhere that is dialing into oldtuberadio.net or the YouTube page or something, because you will get that echo. So if you're hearing an echo, that is probably what's going on. You've got another item open in the browser. Check that out. That used to drive me nuts. Took me a while to figure that one out. SWL 57. Mr. Brown Dog Audio. Yeah, Private Thor. There's possibly an extra window open. That's what happens to me. Remember when I get the repeating thing going on when I start the net up? That is what happens. I have like 3 or 4 computers going on, and one of them or 2 of them will eventually have another window open. So I got to go find them all and turn them off.
Yeah, listen, don't help or anything.
All right, and Foxman, you can actually drop the link in at oldtuberadio.net. If you go to oldtuberadio.net, there's an upload your pick. If you can just slide it in there, we can get it on immediately on the Robin T123. But if it's on the email, we will get it as well. So thanks for that. 23 Skidoo. We're going to scroll back. We're going to do the moonwalk, shuffle back to 23. What's going on out there? Oh, it's official now. All right, you're starting early, starting the campaign early, and you've got my vote. If your check bounces, you can get busted. But what happens when your check-in bounces, asking for a friend? I think Net Controller gets busted. We'll find out. 23 X is in the square. Let's head over to SWL 58. I'll get Jeremy checked in on a proxy. SWL 59, probably from his appearance over at Old Radio Night. Checking in, checkity check, and there is you're already official. It says checked in above my head. That means you can sit at the air chair in confidence that the Old Tube Radio Net Control has actually done the right thing. SWL 60.
Hey, Dennis, doggone, almost went to sleep there for a second. We'd like to check in this evening, Dennis, on Jake's base, the 291, SWL 60, checking in.
SWL 60 on the 291. I believe that actually has its own space here on the page. Yeah, 291 DX 2527 radio. Back in the day. This goes back before the 21st century started. Jake checking in. We talked about the Old Tube Radio Network being around for a long time. Jake was one of our first guys to stop in and enjoy the program. So we appreciate that, and you are continuing the tradition. So thanks.
Well, thank you, Dennis.
Over to SWL 61, who checked in from afar at the beginning of the net. Over to SWL 62, SWL 63, SWL 64. SWL 65, shortwave listener 66, and we got a couple new radios in. We got the Tram D201, the Helicopter CB3. Okay, we'll bring those in. Good. We got a couple of radios we'll feature here. Coming up, thanks. Whoever did that, thank you.
Now, this is going to be life-changing.
It is. It just took 40 years to do it. Let's go to SWL. Where did I leave off? SWL 66. Shortwave listener 67. Bill, did you make it on the .net page? I know we've updated some stuff. Oh, and there you are from Canby, Oregon, about an hour ago. Looks like everything is copacetic. So we've got your item checked in. SWL 68 got an early check-in. That's Michael up in New York. SWL 69, Kenny, came in during our pre-show. We actually have some pre-show audio that goes on. You have to go to the .net page and click on the box, and you'll hear everybody testing their radios. Kenny was doing that, listening in. So thanks, Ken. We've got the X in the square for you.
Oh, splendid.
It is. Let's go up the hill to SWL 70. SWL 71. Where is Stan? Is Dallas, Georgia in tonight? Is he a 10-10 guy? I don't know if the contest is going all night. Punxsutawney just walked in the door. Did you bring the groundhog? You know, put the groundhog in front of the tube radio, and it will definitely see its shadow. That's what we do here at the Old Tube Radio Network. So hello to Punxsutawney, PA, and I was just seeing if I had 71 in there. We'll keep proxy in for that. SWL 72. SWL 73. SWL 74 got checked in early. SWL 75. SWL is shortwave listener, by the way. SWR is standing wave ratio. We don't check that. And we say a standing wave ratio, we'd like to kind of move them off to the side. But we see an SWL. You don't have to have a number. Anybody listening, anybody looking, anybody checking in is a shortwave listener. You might be a digital shortwave listener. But hello to all of you out there. SWL 75. SWL 76. That's a Red Fox 1 in Johnson, Rhode Island. Santa Cruz is back. I bet that's 23. 23, you're up at the door again. You know, I just have to know. Where is the temp in Santa Cruz? I just have to. I know it's not 5 degrees like it is in Anoka. Is it not going to give me the, here it is. 54, feels like 54. So it's good. It's good. That's why that's why people live there. Let's go to SWL 77.
SWL 77, and thank you, Dennis, for getting us all checked in.
All right, my pleasure. And you know, after 40 years, I'm starting to get the hang of this. That makes me feel good.
Roger, Roger.
Now I've got to go back. SWL 78, we got Richard checked in. He's in South Carolina doing something. We got X in the square. How about Mr. DC Phillip? I heard him earlier. So I get him checked in from the early item, and let me get to the right page here. Hi, my name is Dennis. I'm one of the many net controllers that have sat, I guess that's a good word, sat in the old tube radio air chair since we started 40 years ago. And it's kind of grown into what you see today, but the base is still there. We encourage our local operators, our local collectors to get on the air, bring their radios out. I mean, sometimes you only key it up once a week. Blow the dust off the tubes, and then we'll be listening to them coming up tonight. And we want to acknowledge our listeners over the air, those checking in digitally, and things of that nature. Let's go to SWL 80. SWL 81. I got to turn my page. Yeah, we still do analog paper here. I mean, this is the old Tube Radio Network, right? So SWL 82. I will get Ron checked in, and I hope he is doing what the doctor says he needs to do to recuperate. So big X in the square. Ron runs the Ditch Banks sideband net, which you can hear most Friday evenings here in the Central Valley, conditions permitting, elsewhere at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I think that's what we're in now. On 27,365, so 36 lower, the Ditch Banks sideband net. Join them, won't you? And there is a visitor check-in spot as well. Let's go to SWL 83. And JC checked in. I know he did. I'm like Santa Claus. I'm checking my chart and checking it twice. He came in early out there in Sylvania, so X is in the square. Thank you, Jay-Z. Airwaves Amateur Radio. I like that. I wish I had the little echo thing going. Airwaves Amateur Radio on the air. Thanks for joining the old Tube Radio Network. Many of us are actually ham radio operators as well. Some old, like from a long time ago, some new, but it's nice to have the extra real estate when you need it. Kind of fun. 52 now at the beach. Balmy 69 that afternoon. The temperature went down. They were having 80s. Down in San Fernando Valley, but that's about right if you're at the beach. Let's go check in SWL 84, SWL 86, SWL 87, and SWL 88, respectively. That would be the Cheerios Kid, Mountain Maid, Tandy Girl, and the Snowy Owl. Over to SWL 89, SWL 90. SWL 91, Felix checked in early because he's far away. It's probably tomorrow there. It's going to be tomorrow soon. So Felix, we've got you. If you're listening from afar, don't get up. I put the X in the square. Over to SWL 92. From beautiful Clovistown, SWL 93.
93 SCD checking in, Dennis.
Sounding good as always. Did you get a chance to do any skip today?
Yeah, I did some little chitter-chatter this morning. It was kind of in and out, but we made some contacts, no doubt about it.
Yeah, the band was way open on 11. I went through 10 meters, and it wasn't as good. You get that little window at 27,500. All right, well, you got the radio to do it. You're sounding good. We got you checked in.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, and everybody have a good rest of the weekend, and I'm a Niner fan, so I don't know who to go for. Anyways, thank you, Dennis. Everybody have a good night. And go. I want them both to lose. I'm a Niner fan. Sorry.
All right. I'm trying not to create controversy, but everybody knows who they're rooting for, so I'm not going to change anybody's mind.
Got to go where the money's at.
That's right. And they're doing it on the West Coast here, so that should be fun. Stand up on the roof. You might hear them cheering 100 miles away. The Old Tube Radio Network, direct net roll call, looking for SWL 95. That's Warthog 95. Donnie, 9 degrees in Michigan. It's that, a little more than zero. Better than it was last week, but not much. 2 degrees in Keystone State. Let's go to SWL 96. Kurt is on the Echolink, so we'll grab him when we get there in just a moment. So, Kurt, if you're listening, we'll get you on the Echolink link, SWL 97. What's happening in Boston?
I heard that Bad Bunny guy that's going to play at the Super Bowl's got big brown.
The Tennessee station with 39 degrees Fahrenheit. That's you guys are having a heat wave there. Let's go to SWL 98. X in the square for Tracy. They had that video that they put up on the Central Valley Sea Beers. If you ever have a chance, go to the Central Valley Sea Beers Facebook page, and Tracy and Jeff do these great, I'll call them promotional items for the Ditch Bank Sideband Net and the Old Tube Radio Network that are like no other, exclusive. We like when they're exclusive. So check those out, and you'll get a you'll get a kick out of them, I guess. SWL 99, Radio Randy, did you stop by? Not yet. All right, let's start the Echolink links here, and I'll try and do it in some type of an order. Let's go to SWO 100. That's Tony, KD4BAO from KB6GFD. Coming back to us on the Echolink link. Tony's in South Carolina.
Hey, good evening, Dennis. Please check in SWL 100. Good to hear you. Back to net control, KD4BAO.
This is the worst use of money.
And it's good to be heard. Always good audio on the Echolink link. I know you're getting ready to activate tubes on the air, so I will let you do that. We need all the tubes we can get. A lot of stations below the 10-degree mark, so good deal. Thanks for stopping by, KB6GFD. Got to put the X in the square here. Let's go. Who do you want next? I'm going to get. If I don't blow up my radio, let's get Kurt, 96, because we just went by and I know you're listening. SWL 96. Kurt, W9KEC, KB6GFD, over. See what's going on in, where's he at? Kokomo, Indiana?
Yeah, KB6GFD in the net. This is W9KEC. Good evening, Dennis. It is a balmy 14 degrees here in Wabash, Indiana. And I wanted to let you know, Dennis, I got all of my things ready to go so I can start playing radio in my car. My antenna, my battery, all of it ready to go. And then we're going to pull out the ICOM 756 and drop that in the car and maybe start doing some POTA. Anyways, I'll turn it back over to you. Thanks for everything you and all the others in the air chair do, Dennis. Got to keep this hobby alive for as great as it is. And we will be QRT on your final. So, KB6GFD in the net, W9KEC 73.
Nice for the POTA activations. I heard a couple up on 10 meters. They, once people know where they are, the stations really give their all trying to make sure they can hear them and get a good report. And I'm amazed at how well the POTA stations do with, I'll say makeshift, but they're probably decently constructed antennas, not very high up in the air, and maybe 50 watts or 100 watts or whatever they've got, battery powered. Fun stuff. It, like you said, it makes it. I think it's more exciting than trying to contest a guy that's 1,500 watts. Find the POTA station. Good deal. We'll look for you. Thanks for checking in. KB6GFD. All right, we got two more on the Echolink. Let's check in with Ron, N9XYI. Hello, Ron from KB6GFD, over. Ron checking in. I think he's got the audio here.
Hi, Dennis and the group out there. Yeah, you guys are talking about weather. It's like 6 degrees here in northern Indiana right now, and it's too cold to be in the shack. So that's why we're here on the Echolink there. Anyhow, Dennis, you have a fine one out west there. Everybody have a good night. This is a 9XYI. Be clear.
All right, he didn't. Got to turn the off key for me to transmit. But anyway, sounded good from Indiana. All the Echolink stations look good. Sound like we got a bad switch. I've been there before. I hear you. Hit that switch. There we go. Sounding good. All right. I'll jump in. You found the switch. Sounding good. Thanks for jumping in, Ron. KB6GFD. And one more, we'll try the Hello Radio to Albert up where it is probably, here on the West Coast, one of the coldest spots. KI6CBA from KB6GFD over. Find out what the temperature is up at Reno. I think they're, 4,000 feet? I don't know what his elevation is there.
Radio, KI6CBA to KB6GFD, Dennis. Hey, it's getting cold up here in Reno, but we're going to have fun this weekend, and we're going to watch the radios on the Old Tube Radio Network. So with that, I'm just going to check out, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you're bringing on tonight. Okay, 73.
All right, as am I. Sounding good. Stay warm. Thanks for joining us. The Old Tube Radio Network. People look for you next week. 73 from KB6GFD. All right, that does the Echolink link. SWL 102, one of our patient guys. He can go and there's some pizza going on. He can go get some pizza while we're checking in. The Echolink link. And 102, I saw you on my screen, and I think, there it is. It says, I wish I had that big radio on Channel 11 that keeps saying he's 10-7 for the past half hour. Could he possibly practice what he preaches? Or maybe he doesn't know what 10-7 is. We could email him the 10 code, and he might be a little bit embarrassed. 102, I see you. And John, you got an X in the square. Thanks for joining us. Continuing on, SWL 103. And, of course, that's Joey checking in at oldtuberadio.net, and who knows, elsewhere, some places. Hope everyone is doing good. I'm recovering from kidney stone surgery. Oh, my gosh, that is not a fun thing at all, but made it to get checked in. All right, we'll go back to what you're supposed to be doing, and we appreciate the extra effort to join us all here on the West Coast on the Old Tube Radio Network, SWL 103, Joey. Quick recovery to you. SWL 109, what's going up on the hill? I will get a proxy check-in for Mr. Crawdad. I think last week he was at the prom. That would not be good. You stay your day. Just excuse me while I check into the Old Tube Radio Network. That could end the prom date right there. So I'm glad that glad that he didn't do that. We will get you checked in. If you're watching the replay, Crawdad, we've got you checked in. Let's go to SWL 110. And Blood Nose 67, also to the unprofessional ones as well. Let's go to SWL 111. I heard Robert in, beaconing from Reedley on the pre-show. We got him checked in. SWL 113. SWL 114.
114, checking in.
114, sounding good as always, Wayne. We've got the X in the square for you. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you for the check-in, Dennis.
The Old Tube Radio Network, Frank B. at the Pizza Night in Yellow Springs, Ohio. Man, they're going late. They're going late on the Pizza Night tonight. Hopefully you're getting the kind you want. See, I'm really picky. So when we go to Pizza Night, I never get what I want. So I'll just sip my soda. Let's go to thank you, Wayne. Let's go to SWL 128. I need to update my refresh comments, which I think I can do, and we'll see if 128 made it in. Again, we're doing new stuff, so hopefully we're not throwing anybody off here that normally checks in, so I'll keep an eye out. Okay, and the little bird on my shoulder says we've got some new photos. I think those are the tramps. In fact, let me go ahead. We'll take a little break here, and we'll go ahead and put those in because I want to use those during our check-ins. I think some of these have come from our friend 23, and they are good photos, by the way, so that's good. We can always use Some nice photos. All right, and they're in the item of interest. We've refreshed, and we will get to them shortly here. Thanks. Thanks on that. The old Tube Radio Network. Direct net roll call, if I can find the right button. Let's go to SWL 131. Shortwave listener 133. Shortwave listener 135.
Hello, SWL 135 checking in.
135 checking in, sounding good. Got your picture. We had it up earlier, so we'll bring it out at the appropriate time. It was a good-looking picture.
I'm trying to get another one up there of the other mic. Hope it makes it there.
All right, I think it will. We'll keep an eye out for it. I think there's a little bell or buzzer. What are they saying? Charlie says they've. What did you guys do? They said they connected some type of a little shocking device to the old Tube Radio air chair. So when something comes in, if you see me jump a little bit, that's probably what's happening. I'm not sure that's the way I would have done it, but we are here for the Tube Radios, and we want to make sure they get checked in. SWL 137. Got a proxy for 137. SWL 145. Hello, Tony. Off to see if Tony sent some questions. He usually does. Snow Beast Jr. Hello, Bobby. SWL 188.
Good evening, Tom Dennis. 188 checking in.
Checking in and sounding good doing it. Got the X in the square, and if the skip is out there tonight, I'm sure they just heard you, like we did. Thanks.
10-4, even time to all.
Gotta have those big gun stations to wake up and kind of drill a hole in the ionosphere so we get some signals out here. Let's go over to SWL 195. Course goals that checked in earlier. SWL 223. I will listen. 223 mentioned he might be mobile, but anybody listen in, especially if you're north of town, see if we can hear 223. That's where we need Ron. Ron's got good ears out that way. And up over to SWL 226. He's out there. I'll get a check-in for Mr. Shockwave. He's probably at the computer working on the latest promotional material for the Central Valley Live broadcast here. And anybody else I missed? Any late check-ins that might have stopped by and are waiting to say hello, radio? Radio Canada. Oh, Radio Canada, I see you. Let me say hello, radio, to you guys. Always good. And, boy, everything is so eensy-weensy tiny. I just wanted to quickly check. We're not too far off the timer. I want to quickly check to see if we indeed... I might have some questions. The Friday questions of the evening. Yes, we do. As usual, 2 questions, multiple choice and not. Question number 1. Which class of amplifier is least capable of linear amplification? Well, that's easy. That's like everyone you hear on 11 meters. So which class of amplifier is least capable of linear amplification? And we're going to go by the class. So there's Class A is A, Class B is B, Class C is C, and Class D is AB. So the class of amplifier, check your amplifier. See if you've got a Class A, B, C, AB. Is there a Class E? I think the like the solid state ones might be that. I know the answer because I've heard it for years about those amplifiers. A couple coming in, a couple for C, a couple for D. Answer. The answer is, that would reveal the answer. The answer is C. A Class C amplifier is least capable of linear amplification. Is that what a sweep tube amp is? Class C? I don't know. But that never stopped us, right? That never stopped us here on 11 meters. Don't tell me about linear amplification. All right, let's go to question number 2, and this is you gotta guess. Early 1-tube CW novice transmitters. Okay, the early 1-tube CW novice transmitters had to be crystal controlled. Boy, that's not even a word. Oh, okay. It had to be crystal controlled, period. So early 1-tube CW novice transmitters had to be crystal controlled. Amateur incandescent bulb. A miniature. It was all pushed together. A miniature incandescent bulb was frequently connected in series with the crystal. What was the purpose of the light bulb? Okay, so you've got an early 1-tube CW novice transmitter. So that's basically an AM transmitter without any audio, keying your transmitter on and keying it off. And they had a miniature incandescent bulb connected in series with the crystal. What was the purpose of the light bulb? And thank you. Class C is the best for AM, I hope. It says, answer. These bulbs served as a current limiter and tuning aid. So I wonder if, I'll have to ask Harvey if he's ever run across any crystal miniature incandescent bulbs on the channel selectors to do that. Probably not, because we're only at 5-watt DC input, so maybe. And everything is current limiting straight to ground. All right, that's enough of the brain twisters. I will be back in a moment. Actually, I don't have to do anything. I have nothing to do. I just keep going. So let me make sure that I am ready for the tube radios, and we will be back in a moment on your old tube radio network with old tube radios. Who would have thought? I love the quiet frequency. I think it's time. Here we go. The old tube radio network.
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The old tube radio network.
They are correct. The old tube radio network. I'm looking at all my meters here. I have about 4 different meters. There's an audio meter to make sure you're not over modulating into the internet feed. There's audio meters to make sure you're not like overdriving the audio board. The meter that you're looking right now, if you're on the video, that is connected to the output of the transmitter. So that gives your positive and negative peaks for AM. I don't know for Class C, but your AM modulation. So it looks like we're okay there. The little scope on the bottom shows a little bit of clipping sometimes, but I've listened back, and it seems like we're okay. This doesn't look like the one that John does. Motormouth Mall, he's like smashing that up to 140, but we try not to do that. Back to the air chair. I will say the old tube radio network. I've got the tube radio list ready, and we are looking for any and all tube radio check-ins on the old tube radio network.
Break OTR.
Break OTR. I know that voice. Take a transmission, sir.
Well, thank you, Dennis. I'd like to check in my Buddy Base, RC11B, and I don't have my glasses on. Whatever the heck the transmitter is, over.
All right, the Buddy Base. You fooled me. That has a nice little key-up snap on that relay. And I was thinking, I wonder if he's on the tram. So let's go to the Marina Communications Buddy TX11B, RC11B, and this is a pretty cool radio because it is more. It is not a transceiver. It is a transmitter, receiver, and what Buddy did, or what whoever made it, Marina or Autronics, they added the really cool separate speaker with the on-the-air light. So let's go back to you for transmission. You sound great.
Well, thank you, Dennis. I flipped the switch to give it a little bit more on the output. I don't know if that's too much or not, over.
All right, looking at the S meter here, a little bit over 10. And I saw how much forward swing. If you can flip the switch again, we'll see what happens and take an audio evaluation on the Buddy. Over.
Okay, there's the low position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, standby. And that's the position high, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, over.
Not too bad. I'm going to say that's adjusted pretty good. You might be a slight bit louder because I had my noise blanker on, which I took off, and you were distorting that a little bit, which means you've got a little bit more audio gain. I had the Orban meter up, but I wasn't looking at that. You gain about 7 to 10 dB of power, maybe not as much swing, so it's good. You can do it either way, and you're not suffering too much. Over.
Well, real good. I put it back in first gear. So anyway, I haven't been on the air for a while with the old tube radios, and I have an opportunity to kind of get this one going, and maybe a couple others as time progresses. Over.
Yeah, good deal. We will appreciate that when you can. If you can, when you can, we would definitely like for you to do that. And this is a good way to start the Buddy Bass. I've got the wrong, let's go. I've got the wrong picture up here. Somewhere there's a picture of your radio. Or maybe there isn't. Let me see. I'm looking at my... no, it's there at the top. It should be under there. It should be this one right here. Perfect. Does it? We're showing the Buddy Bass that has the lighted meters. There is an external bulb sticking out of the side of the front. Do you have that on yours? Over.
An external bulb sticking out of the front on the Buddy? No. I think the... Oh, no, not on this one.
Okay, and that's an add-on. I think that's a modification. Let me go up to one of the other photos that may not have that. TRX11. That's just the transmitter if people are watching the video. I thought we had another. Okay, here's the on-the-air light. That's the ad. Yeah, see, there it is. That's the ad. So you've just got the transmitter's kind of plain. You just got your channel knob and the meter, right?
Yeah, there's the channel knob, of course, the power on and off, and then there's a spot switch, and then the mic plug, of course.
Indeed. Oh, speaking of the mic plug, what is the microphonium that you're using?
It's a non-amplified D104.
Wow, non-amplified. You got plenty of audio there with no problem whatsoever. Our first radio of the evening, Buddy Bass, a radio you don't hear often, a radio that the stations that know what it can do are always looking for them. I think I only remember 2 stations in my very long early CB radio career that ran a Buddy Bass, and none of them were close to where I was, but all of them were loud. So you're closer to me, but you're even louder. So it's a good deal. And again, thanks for jumping into the air chair. It looks like it's still working good. I don't know if you adjusted a couple of the screws to get the wobbles out, but it's still sounding good. Over.
Well, thank you again, Dennis. Harvey put a little bit of his magic into these, into both receiver and transmitter, just to get them kind of going. They'd been sitting on the shelf for a while, and it required the Harvey touch. Anyway, thanks, Dennis. Back to OTR.
All right, thanks so much, Joe. If it wasn't for Harvey and our friends at Red Monkey Communications, there would probably be a lot less radios checking in on the old tube radio network. The Buddy Bass 3-piece radio, transmitter, receiver, and the on-the-air speaker light sounding good for the old tube radio network.
77. 135.
All right, we've got, I'll take them in order. We've got 77 and 135. So 77 go, and we'll be to 135 after Dennis.
Yeah, Dennis, 77, checking in the 1965 Demco Travelier with its auxiliary transformer for a power supply and the auxiliary modulator, also made by Demco.
I should have a picture of that. I've got a couple of pictures. So let's go with the first one, see if that pops up into my mode of operation here. There it is. And it's got the Demco modulator with it. The Travelier's got it looks like separate. You've got two dials. So I know one is the receiver, but it almost looks like you've got a variable transmitter. I know that can't be true.
Yeah, it looks like it, but it's actually a channel selector with the 23-channel complement.
So I'm going to say that's a click stop, click, click, click as you go?
Yes, sir.
We're seeing the Demco modulator. I'm seeing the power supply. The microphonium we're showing that is actually plugged into the Demco appears to be that it could be the original issue. It's kind of a white or a cream colored, and doesn't look like it's big time, but it sounds good.
That is the original Sonotone microphone, and that is the actual equipment that we are talking on. It came from Cliff's collection, and we did the old polish and shine on it and replaced a few capacitors, and we are using a rare Heathkit HDP, Hotel Delta Papa 242 bass microphone that seems to get along quite well with it.
Yeah, it sounds good. Not a lot of low frequencies, but it's not pinched or restricted at all. Sounds like it's got a good impedance match for that radio. What is the model number on the microphonium again?
That would be Hotel Delta Papa 242, and Heathkit, it looks like they rebranded an aesthetic, and the number of the aesthetic is a 997. They are the same microphone.
All right, let me see if I can grab a picture of that. It is. I got an ad. We've got HDP 242. Let me do some magic. Or go ahead and take a transmission. We'll see if we can't get that microphone up.
Yeah, and it modulates quite well. It's very clean inside and out. Cliff took really good care of it, and Jerry is happy to add it to his collection, and I'm happy to get out here and check it in.
And we're happy to be checking it in. There it is. Definitely rare indeed. Like I said, Heathkit did a couple of things at times where they took somebody else's item and rebranded or did something, but not very often, so it's hard to find those. There it is. Sounding good. The audio is good. The signal is good. One thing I forgot to do, we'll check it out. Come back in, we'll do a zero beat.
Alrighty, we'll do a zero.
The other bonus with this microphone, it was
new old stock. When Jerry picked it up, it was still in its original box and had never been used. So that was an added bonus. The microphone's in pristine condition.
Sounds good. Looks good. I would say everybody can hear you unless they're running a Regency Imperial that has a really tight receiver. You're 83.7. So a little under a KC low, but like I said, I'm listening 15 wide, so I could never tell. It looks good. Over.
Well, there you go. Good deal. I know you got a lot more radios to check in, and we appreciate everything you do, Dennis. And boy, you take on a lot, and you did really good tonight getting all the SWLs in, so the guys checking in the tube radios can get a chance to demonstrate their beautiful old pieces of equipment. We'll catch you later, Dennis. I appreciate it.
And that is what we have been doing for 40 years. It boggles my mind. I have to find some of the earlier photos in the old radio room. Back when, when the net ended at 11 o'clock, it was 3 hours back then, that some of us would say, hey, it's only 11 o'clock. Let's go out and do something. That kind of doesn't happen these days, but that's okay. We enjoy talking to all the stations as they come through. Thank you, Dennis, the Demco Travelier. Let me get that picture back on the queue here, and then we will head out to, I think we've got 135 hanging on. So thanks, Dennis.
Yes, sir.
All right. The Old Tube Radio Network, real radios glowing in the dark, and 135. It is your turn. Over.
Okay. If this thing is still working, and we'll have to zero beat this too. It should be pretty close. Let's see. Okay, this radio here is from beautiful downtown Burbank, California. This is the General Radio Telephone MC5. It has 7 tubes, if I remember correctly, and interestingly enough, 7 transmit channels with the addition of the front socket for the extra channel. So you get 7 transmit channels, and it appears to be 5 receive channels and the VFO. I've got you on VFO because I really like tuning you guys in nice and sharp, and it really brings up the audio quality when you can use the VFO. Back to you.
Yes, and you make a good point there, especially if you're having trouble hearing a station, if there's a lot of QRM or a skip going on, being able to tune off to the side to change the pitch or the timbre of the incoming station is always a plus, where you need to do some trickery. Looking to get the... You posted a really great photo earlier of the actual radio. That's the one that's KGH 2293, over?
I think so.
Yeah, that's the sticker on there. We got the MC5. It also has above it the standing wave bridge that I can't remember the numbers, like an S610 or something like that. I'm assuming you don't have any standing waves.
A little, but that's to be expected. Yeah, it's a 615, 615 matching bridge. It's the one that Harvey's messaging me, for Christ's sakes. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's the early one. That's the first one. I think it's the 615C or something like that goes with the MC11A. And then what is on top of that in the picture, if I remember, should be the microphone, which I'm on right now. Is the General 27 plastic unamplified handheld microphone. Back to you.
Sounds pretty good. I see. I wonder if I get a close-up of that mic. Oh, yeah, we can do that. And there it is, the G27 teardrop microphone. That sounds pretty good. Over.
Oh, Roger, good. I have the other microphone, which I just recently sent you a picture of, out here in the dark. I hope that picture made it. Can I switch over to that one?
Yeah, go ahead and switch over to that. What is the radio? I'll see if I can find it. He's switching now.
Yes, hello. Is this thing working?
Yeah, it is working. When I find if I know what you got, I'll see if I can find the radio.
Okay, it shouldn't be under a radio. It's going to be under the heading of waffle mic, because that's what this is. This is sequentially one higher than the last one. This is a General 28 microphone, and it's also known as the waffle mic. It's made out of metal, so it's nice and cold out here, and it's got, the pattern of squares across it. Can you find the photo?
Yes, it is being illuminated by the rig itself. Over.
That was the effect I was going for. When I took the first picture, a stupid flash went off, and it made it look stupid. So I went and figured out how to turn off the flash, which I'd never figured out how to do before. As I wanted to get that nice dark ambient out here in the CB Cabana ambience. Back to you.
Well, you did. It looks good on the stream here. It sounds good. The waffle mic, a little bit mellower tone than the other one, but still putting out some good audio. And the fans of General Radio Telephone are starting to pound their fists on the table, and they're saying Q-Bird, Q-Bird, Q-Bird.
Right, what is that? You mean the MC5 can do something else?
The MC5 can do something else, but only what it did until the FCC said, please don't do that anymore.
Yeah, and the MC3s had them on there too. I'm not sure how many of General's radios had this item, but it is a favorite of mine, and one of the reasons I got this radio. I mean, it really does look cool. What you can't see in the photos, but you have somewhere in your database, is the VFO area in the upper left. When you shine lights on it, it's a radium. It's a radium dial, and it glows green in the dark. But without further ado. Okay, how's that?
That is a top-notch. It doesn't sound wimpy or sick. Tweety Bird, Q-Bird, 100% modulation. It is perfect. Over.
Yeah, audio. Is my audio back?
Your audio is back. I think you can actually speak while that's happening, except since it's 100% modulation, it's going to drown you out.
Yeah, it's got higher modulation according to all my meters than I do. So I'll I'll keep the mic keyed up, and yeah, we'll try that. Hello, audio. Can you hear me through the That's you.
Yeah, the Tweety Bird, the Q-Bird is winning, but I can tell you're there.
Oh, yeah. See, I was hoping it's going to be one of those nights. The MC5s have come out of the darkness and into the craziness. Now, you knew I wasn't going to end this without doing that, right?
I knew that. And like I said, we had some people wanting to hear that. And so, indeed, we did. Little history. That's a 7-tube radio. General Radio figured out how to do it with only 7 tubes, all 6-volt tubes, and it does run 6-volt DC, 12-volt DC, and 115-volt AC, which is, I think, what you're doing. It original price in 1962 and 63, this was their flagship radio, was about $200. And according to the text, the MC5 was probably the most advertised General Radio Telephone CB. If you get any CB magazine from December of 62 or in around 63, you will probably see a half-page ad somewhere for the MC5. It's much like the MC4, had a stronger transmitter, and this was the last General Radio Telephone with the tone signals. Thanks to the FCC, it was replaced with the bullhorn on the MC6.
Aha. So how many radios did have the tone alert?
The 4, I think the 4 might have had it. I would have to bring up a picture of that. Harvey might know, but definitely the 5 is the last one.
All right, and I know the 3 had it. So yeah, at least 3 of them, I guess, had this, and it is an awful lot of fun. Sounds to me like somebody out there wants to mess around with his. So we'll go ahead and let him go. I got one more radio to check in a little later, and I thank you so much for letting me check this guy in.
And there it is once again, the General Radio Telephone from the collection of 135. It's called the MC5. It had the tunable receive. That's what you see over on the left. And you could do that. FCC said we don't have to have crystals, tunable receive, but it did need to have crystal control to transmit. And it had, 5 channels and a... does that have an external crystal socket?
Yes, it does. In the lower center, in between the 2 big knobs there, it would really be difficult to put a crystal in there because it's really tight in between those 2 knobs. But it is there if you can see it on the picture.
I can see it on the picture when I get the picture correct, and I think everyone else can too. All right, thanks for bringing that by. It sounds good, and we'll be listening for more radios.
One more time.
20.
SWO 102 sounds like a recording of 102 trying to start a Power Stroke diesel played really fast. Maybe this was used in Star Wars. You know, they did the tweaking of the radio, the big radio guy wires to make that the sound of the ray gun. So I wouldn't be surprised if this doesn't show up in some C grade, B grade. Early 1960s sci-fi movie. Thanks for bringing it by. You're listening to the Old Tube Radio Network, and Harvey, go ahead. Over.
Well, why don't we do a double play? Okay. This is recently acquired MC5. I had to kind of... somebody had taken out parts, including the Hubert, well, half of it, and then I put basically it back in. But mine doesn't sound like Cliff's. Mine does this. Okay. Now, what it also can do is this. Because it has an adjustable pot.
Wait a minute. On the external, or are you putting a screwdriver in there?
No. External pot on the back. And I can adjust it. And if I listen to another radio here, see? Well, no, I don't want to do that. Let's do this. No, can't do that. That one's too close. Okay. Anyway. I'm a hair low. I'll adjust it later. But anyway, this is a recently acquired one, and I'm using the microphone, the waffle mic, that comes with my other one. So I'm going to have to wire up a mic for this. I do have another waffle mic that I will wire to it, and then it may eventually be for sale. Right now, I'm having fun playing with it.
All right, good. I'm trying to make my controls work here. Sometimes I'm a little off. I'll put a close-up of the switch. It says tone signal. It's right below the S meter. And so to get the tone that could sound like SWO 102 starting a Power Stroke with dead batteries this time, you press that down, and it's a spring-loaded switch, so you cannot press it down and walk away, right? Or maybe you can.
I'm back.
Yo.
Yeah, I just looking at the tone signal switch. I believe it is a spring switch. You have to press down to initiate the tone, and you cannot click it down and leave it on without pushing the button, right? Or not.
Hey, what happened?
This is the Old Tube Radio Network. Over. Uh-oh. I bet he moved his tunable knob. Let me give a little chatter. See if we can get the tunable knob back to channel 11. This is the Old Tube Radio Network.
Oh, there it is.
All right. Did you get us back on frequently?
Yeah. Well, I've got one on top of the other. And when I do that,
it throws the VFO off on the top one. You know, all that stuff like that. This is my other one. And another MC5, and this is what it does. When you get one of those soldiers.
Okay, I get you. Now we know it's been proven why the FCC decided it's not a good idea to incorporate a noisemaker into the radio, even though the tone signal, the reason it was there, you could your base station or mobile station could alert Unit 1 that the base was ready. But and I remember back in the day, that was rarely how you heard the Q-Bird being used. And my guess is probably somebody came up with cramming a little Q-tip or a stick in that tone signal button to keep the thing on.
Or getting into it and, well, it's riveted in, taking the spring out. But there's supposed to be another one checking in tonight, but that poor gentleman has been working overtime through the week, and he had to work today. He did have it on before OTR because I thought I heard it, but then he went to sleep. I called over there, and his son said he's asleep. So check in. I think it's Dirt Dog is number 9, and then Sean number 14.
Will do. I figured they might have been around, but possibly not at the particular radio. So we'll get them both checked in. General Radio Telephone MC5. So let's be clear before you run away. You actually checked in 2 MC5s here in the matter of a few minutes.
Yes, I did. And if it wasn't for the VFO being a little off because of where the radio is sitting, I would have checked it in quicker because I was transmitting, but I couldn't hear you because the VFO was off a little bit. These VFOs are touchy. So, anyway, but I have crystal receive, and like a dummy, I didn't put it on that. Okay, the second or original MC5 that I acquired years ago, along with the, quote, newer one, which will probably be up for sale down the road, but not right now.
All right, down the road, we'll make sure that we put the cones out so nobody drives over it, or they stay off of that road. Thank you, Harvey, for demonstration. General Radio Telephone MC5, 1962 to 63, old enough to even be workable on a 6-volt automobile system back when General Radio Telephone in their heyday. This radio at $200. As they went along, they actually dropped the price on the MC6 and the 7 and the 8. So when your Brownings and Trams were selling for $350 or $400, these were still quite the bargain from beautiful Burbank, California. Okay, maybe they look a little utility with the rack handles, but it's a good-sounding, good-looking radio, and I'm not sure if that's plate modulated or not, but it sounds good regardless.
Well, I'm glad it's working fine. Well, let's see what time it is. Oh, a lot more time. Anyway, I'll check in one a little later on. Okay, we'll be seeing you one more time. There it is.
Well, yeah, that was the perfect length for that. Sound like it was not happy to be taking a transmission, so you put it out of its misery. The General Radio Telephone MC5, if I said Super MC5, it is not. It is the Master Control. These were their radios for the base station. They were a little bit larger. At the time, they had a VS, a vibration service series of radios at the same kind of numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that were more set a little bit smaller to run in your car. And someone asked about the, we're showing that call letter on the front of the radio. And 23 Skidoo, that is correct. The FCC records were lost in a fire, and some of these are online. Some of the old S9 magazines had listings of the license issues. I think they were monthly magazines, and I don't know how behind they were to get the FCC records, but I think you could find the license and the city, and I don't know if it gave the person's name or not. So I'm going to say they're probably from 1964, 65, 66, 67. It might be worth looking in, and I don't know if they went sequentially, like KGH, KGI, KGK, or if there were more West Coast or East Coast designations, like the G's were West Coast and the M's were West Coast. I'm not sure, but be worth looking into. Maybe you'll find yourself. The old tube radio network. Are the jingle singers ready to dance the cha-cha? I think so. Let me see if they can do that and make me stop talking here. Oh, they're trying to get in there. No, I guess not. All right, OTR's listening. Let me go back to the control room here. My control panel just kind of blew up. That's not good. All right, well, that works. Let's take a look at some of our Hall of Fame this evening. Some photos that showed up. I think, of course, I can't see anything. The Robin T123. I'm looking for that because I do believe that Richie sent in that. Let me pop that up. See if that's actually showing up somewhere. I got to get on the right item. Nope. All right. Let's try. Okay, there it is. Everything's kind of different. So I believe that is from, UDX 362. There it is. The beautiful green bird, the 123B, and I think has that been featured in some of your videos? I wonder. And I see a couple of SWLs. I want to get checked in. So let's do that. Let's see if I can figure this out. No. See, everything is new. And it kind of works. So on the SWL list, we've got 128. Thank you, John, for checking in. I hope you're able to slog through all the new controls over at alltuberadio.net. Shouldn't be too hard. But I see you checking in, and you'll be able to get the audio by clicking on the link without going to YouTube if you want. You can even upload some pictures. Maybe you got your old SWL radio from 1967. Put that in there. We'd love to see that. Also, SWL 52, who is out of the air chair. And I will get Erin checked in. Oops, we lost her photo. But there it is. The Old Tube Radio Network. Oh, I see. Why didn't that show up? I guess that's because it's a radio. I might know how to do this. Who else have we got? We got a Robin T240D. Let me throw that up into the full screen here. And it's somewhere out in the ether. Nice shot. On channel 11, I like that. Okay, I think this is from 23 Skidoo, the T240D, listening in. Waiting for a signal to come bouncing off the hills over there. I think that's the same one. What else did you give us? Oh, there should be a tram, I think. Yeah, this is the this should be the pristine. Should be the almost like brand. Boy, it does look good. The pristine and what is that? A D10? I don't know what head that is on there for the microphone, but that's a fresh. Looks like a fresh out of the box D201. We have not had a D201 checking in for a long time. And Aaron, did you see any Legos of tube radios or any type of radios? I bet there is probably a little chart to build a Lego radio. Yeah, the 3 letters, 3 numbers. I think at the end it was just put your, you said, we're not processing these anymore. Just put your zip code on there. And we won't even assign you a number. Pretty crazy, I'd say. Some nice radios, and we do have the option now. If you have something from your collection you'd like to share, a tube radio, and maybe you have a classic 23-channel radio that's before 1976, you can go to oldtuberadio.net. Just below the big tube, it doesn't have to be glowing for this to work. You can go to the Upload Your Pics link and then follow what it says, add a title and some information, and we will make sure that we get them on the air during the net. Thanks.
Testing, audio.
This is your testing frequency. It looks pretty good. Over.
Is it the audio okay?
Audio is excellent.
Okay. Is there anybody in front of me?
Negative. You can take a transmission over.
Alrighty. Yeah. Let's do this so I can go back in out of the cold here. It's not that bad out here. Hey. I don't have an amplified mic, so I'll bet you can't hear them. But the geese are flying over. They're like Canadian, eh? Okay. From Waseca, Minnesota, and the Johnson. Oh darn it! Was it the Johnson? E.F. Johnson. That's it. Radio company. This is the Johnson Messenger 223. I can't remember how many tubes there are. There's a lot. Is it, Harvey, if you know, is it 10 or 11? It's either 10 or 11 tubes, and but all 23 crystal-controlled transmit and receive channels. Back to you.
Back to me in the studio, the 223, which I think is set out to script. I'm going to find which I think might be your radio and bring it up, maybe. Somewhere, yeah, in the non-squished mode. There it is. 23 channels. Got the Johnson official desk mic with the logo on it.
And that's what you are currently listening to. It's not a great mic, but it's doing the job, and it's the only mic I have for this. It's got a weird plug. And I never did put a cool microphone on it, but it is what it is. And this one is going away, so this will be the last time I check it in. In case the guy who got this is listening, this is what the radio sounds like. Back to you.
10 tubes.
10 tubes. All right. 11 tubes is probably a little later. And then the 12 tubes is when you start adding the product detector in there. It sounds good. The standard microphone is perfect. It doesn't sound mushy or anything like that with excessive audio. It matches the radio, and you can't beat this classic style for let's keep it simple but give you everything you need to get on the air and then some.
Oh, and truly everything you need. As people who own these know, the receive is just it just can't be beat. Not only does it have a nice 4-inch speaker, which sounds great, but it has plenty of audio, and it's plenty sensitive. Audio. Yeah, I got a little bit of forward swing, not much. And this has the modulation light on it, which is working. And again, anybody who has these know what the receive audio. It's just can't be beat. It's full sounding. It's plenty loud. There's plenty of sensitivity in the receive itself. It's just the bee's knees.
the bee's knees frequency. And that's pretty good, because you go back 10 or 15 years, and E.F. Johnson was really known for their standalone transmitters, their Viking, Valiant, the Ranger. They made a couple of amplifiers, I think there's Thunderbolt. So I don't even know if they ever made a receiver until they started melding them into the 11-meter stuff. I could be wrong about that. So I'm always pleased that everyone says whenever they did their receivers, and they were making other radios, like for business bands. They knew what they were doing, and they did it well. Was it Radio Ham Guy? He checked in years ago. He used to work at the Johnson factory in the 1980s. It was a great place to work. And his one caveat for most of the Johnson radios was that some of the crystals they got, some of the batches would go quite a bit off frequency, but I don't think yours has done that.
Let's check that out. Well, my freaky meter, so it's probably a little low, because my freaky meter is going between 0849 and 0850, so it's still pretty darn close, but I think that means, according to you, it's a tad low. You want to check it?
Yeah, zero beat. You sound good at 84,850, so pretty close.
Yeah, it's close enough. Okay, well, again, thanks for letting me check it in, and it will be missed, but it's going to a good home.
As are all of them, I hope. And we enjoy the photos, the quality photos that you take, extra amount of time to make sure that they match the Old Tube Radio Network theme, being on Channel 11, highlighting them in beautiful lighting and giving us all the items that we want to see and more. Thanks for bringing that by. You are radio, what is that, radio number 6, I believe.
No, okay. I hope you like the one I sent of the waffle mic, too. Please feel free to use that with anybody else checking in with waffle mic. I thought I got the lighting pretty good on that.
That's kind of a standard on the MC5, but I know it shows up on a lot of them, and it's a cool looking mic. And I don't know what dictated that you would have that microphone instead of the teardrop G something, unless it was an option. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The radio I have came with the General 27, the plastic one. But I'd always seen pictures of these radios with the metal waffle mic, so I hunted one down.
And you said, come with me, and it said, okay.
Yeah, and I don't think it sounds too bad. I can't wait to listen to the replay, but I seem to remember it sounded pretty okay.
Sounds good. And the zero beats. The zero beats are now currently playing, opening for a special trucking company down at the San Bernardino bowling alley. So they're going to like this radio.
Yeah, thanks for letting me check it in one last time. See ya.
Over the Old Tube Radio Network, real radios glowing in the dark. Shall we try once again for the jingle singers?
What are the magic numbers?
27.085 megahertz, channel 11.
Are the magic letters?
OTR.
Right here in
Fresno, California.
Radio Magic.
Old Tube Radio.
For you.
Well, I'll do this one.
As they say, you can do it.
I thought I heard Joe, but he's way down for me. So, Joe, go ahead.
If that is Joe, he has no antenna on his radio.
Now check your antenna connections, Joe. You're really low.
You might be in the neutral position or something.
have to say it. How low can you go, Joe?
Now, there's something. Bill, did the Espresso Trucking Company ever make it into the Prairie Home Companion with Garrison? I'm not sure. Maybe it's a warm-up act to the warm-up act. All right, I'm assuming you might have a beagle or a bagel there. Over.
Well, it's the beagle. Hey, Joe, if you have another radio warmed up, plug the antenna into it, just in case. But wiggle some knobs on the current radio, channel selector, etc., and see if you can fix it real quick. Anyway, it's the Golden Beagle from Browning Lavatories, custom D104, unamplified with the Browning medallion on the back of the mic. And now that I know how to do pictures, Cliff, I figured out I've got a new laptop, Cliff, and it operates a little different, and I had to figure out how to get the picture to resize. That's what it was. It was just way too big. Anyway, so I might take some pictures.
May I respond?
This is the you can respond frequency. Go ahead.
Are you guys perfectly doubled?
Yes, go ahead. Over.
Yeah, on a technical note there, Harvey asked about the VFO. Yeah, the VFO started working again, on the MC5, but Channel 11 tunes in just perfectly on Channel 15. So it needs some retuning, I think. Or it might be the cold. I'm not sure.
Well, if the radio's been on for an hour, the radio's not cold. You got to stick a tool down through the cabinet. There's a place that there should be a hole in the top behind the meter, kind of. Let me see where it is. Almost directly behind the meter, just a little bit to the right of the knob. And it's the 1, 2, 3, 4th row of holes. There should be a big hole there. I probably put it in there so we can adjust it with the cabinet on.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. I think it's L9. It's either L9 or L19. And it actually has a screw that sticks up. And that's the one I find adjusts this. But I just didn't have time. I didn't want to try it in the dark.
It's amazing what you can do in the dark, Cliff.
Oh, maybe it's amazing what you can do in the dark, but not me.
Okay. Anyway, because I'm going to take a picture of this microphone hooked up to this radio. And then there are a couple other radios that I've heard technically don't exist. So, but they do at my place. Anyway, what am I thinking? Oh, anyway, let's see if Joe's back.
Hey.
I hear you. Over.
That's a million times better, Joe.
Okay, doggone it. Let me help out here a little bit. Dennis, doggone it, on my Johnson 223, I've made a little mic change here. Well, not mic change, but element change. This is a 10-2 Dennis, all 23 channels receive and transmit. And we have made a little adjustment here. Obviously, we have a bad splitter. We're going to check it out in a little while and see what is the problem with it. But back to you, Dennis.
No problems now. Yeah, it sounded like you were in a neutral position on the switch and kind of in a dummy load situation. Showing the Messenger 223. I can tell the microphone's a little bit different. This one has a lot of mid-range. Adds a lot of mid-range to your voice, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It does have a good audio gain, so I think this is a usable item. Over.
Well, we've been kind of hunting around for an element for quite a while, and we've tossed quite a few of them. But I thought maybe this one here might be a little better. I'm not quite as close to it. In fact, I'm a foot away from it. The others I've had to eat. I hope this one is a little better.
Sounds good. There's no buzzing, not rolling off excessive lows or highs. It just got a boost in the mid-range, which is never a bad thing because that's where we're typically listening.
Joe?
Yes, sir?
You now have a working Johnson.
Over.
Thank you, Harvey. Anytime that comes from you, Cotton Vigor, I know it's got to be good.
That's a scary thought.
Isn't it? Well, I appreciate it, fellas. That was my main concern. It's been a while since I've keyed this one up. It is 10 twos, all 23 channels. Very simple to operate. It just has your volume, your squelch, and a little bit backward situation on that, but you can't beat it. A good amateur radio for anyone who's interested in getting into the old tube and not getting too complicated. This is about as simple as it can get.
Simple is a good thing when it comes to Class D. We can make it complex, but always easy to key the microphone in and have somebody coming back from the other side. You are Radio 7 tonight with our second E.F. Johnson 223.
How many Brownings have checked in?
We have one, probably the one that you did, over.
Now, somebody else had a Mark III or something early, didn't he?
Well, I could have missed it. We got Buddy Demko, General Radio Telephone, General Radio Telephone, General Radio Telephone, E.F. Johnson, and your Browning, Mark III. So speak up. Who did I miss?
Okay. He checked in roll call, but I guess he didn't check in, with the radio later on. So that's what I heard. Okay, one Browning.
Oh, wait a minute, mate. Did I miss? No, Phil was on the Buddy. And you're right. Somebody did check in with the Browning on the roll call.
Okay, I will not check in another Browning then.
All right, I'm going to do some counting and mounting here. It's past 10. And I'm fading fast in the air chair here tonight, so I'm sure people don't want to hear me sniveling and sneezing. Good to see a lot of stations on the net tonight. We've got Madrid is in. Madrid, Spain weather conditions in Infantas at Central Station, where it's 39 degrees at coming up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Copenhagen still in, Centerville, Virginia, Calgary, Alberta. I didn't check you guys. 51. All right, we got a little breeze coming through or something that's making it work. And Southampton is still in as the sun comes up at 6 o'clock at 45 degrees. The old Tube Radio Network, we're counting and amounting over.
Break OTR.
The break OTR. I have my pen at the ready.
And if everybody wants to see both sides of the conversation, you can go to Radio Lifer with 4 R's on the end on YouTube and TikTok. Thank you very much.
Yeah, always a great perspective. We put you in the driver's seat. It's like watching NASCAR. And they cut to inside of the cockpit, and it's pretty cool. So do that.
Roger.
Can I do Cliff's radios?
Yes, this would be a good time over.
Thought so. Okay. Let me see. A Demco satellite CB1. That's the 3 or 4 piece unit, 5 if you have the mic, I guess. Receiver, transmitter, speaker, and a meter, and a microphone. Go with it, 325. Let's see, a Courier 23 for 100 with the ECI mic, Night C22 with original manual for 100, and all these prices are negotiable. And let me see, a Cam 88 with a D104 amplified, 125. Hammerlin HQ 105 TR with an amplified D104 for 250. Let me go down. A Halicrafter CB3A has the meter in it, but not the VFO. That's $80. A Lafayette HE15D. Look that one up if you're not familiar with it. $75.
That's a cool radio.
An International Crystal Manufacturing CTZ 100. Very good condition. Stock mic, also a super sidekick mic. It's got the meter speaker, the separate hard-to-find meter speaker, and it's got the modulator. Okay. I've got a message from Jerry. I'll check it in a bit. Let me see. This one just so. Okay. Johnson Viking Messenger, the 5-channel radio with 2 microphones, $100. Then I think there's 2 more. A Pierce Simpson Guardian 23 original mic, 100. A Polycom Senior 23 ACDC, and I think it comes with a mic, 200 for that. And that should do it, and I'm going to go check my messages. Thank you, Dennis. Whew, I'm an old buzzard.
Old buzzard transmissions are perfect for AM, and I think the skip is starting to come back in, so we'll kick out of here, see if anybody wants to jump in on the skip radio. I'm looking for the jingle singers to help me out here to get out of this. They are just not, they're not working tonight. That's what happens when you have too many options on your screen.
You're tuned to
OTR. Channel 11.
Right here in
Fresno, California.
Stay with us
Old Tube Radio.
and be modern.
Modern as you can be. And then it is time for, before I completely lose my voice, it is time for the totals, perhaps, or not. Take 2. Let's do take 3. That's I tell them don't go away from the microphone before we're ready here.
Yeah, stop on the foot pedal hard. That's what has to happen.
Oh wow, boy, the skip window just opened, huh?
This is the Old Tube Radio Network. Ladies and gentlemen, stand by. It's time now for the current OTR totals.
Current and final totals. We will get them all. I was going to bring up the DX map. Were there to be such a map before everything blows up here? I don't know why it's not coming up. There it is. Get it for your screen if you're watching the Old Tube Radio Network. Yeah, the band has opened up a lot. A lot looks like down in Arizona and a spot coming up to British Columbia. So the band is going to be in, and I can't tell if we've got Hawaii. I don't see anything there. But listen in as we sign out here on the Old Tube Radio Network. Back to the controls tonight. There were 37, 80 shortwave listeners checking in on the list, and a whole bunch of you checking in everywhere. And we had 8 radios live and direct, and a whole bunch of radios on our Hall of Fame list. So Be sure, if you've got something that you'd like to share, or a showstopper or not, maybe it's a parts radio, you can go to oldtuberadio.net. Look for the big tube. It doesn't have to be glowing. And under that, you'll see upload your pics. You'll be taken to the page where you can add a title and some information. Let us know what your name is so we can give you credit for bringing those radios by. Radios tonight. Looks like it's the General Radio telephones for the most heard manufacturer. It's been a while, but they used to do it a lot every week. Buddy Bass, we started off with TX11B, RC11B. Nice to hear that one. That used to be a mainstay of our old tube radio airwaves way back when, and it was nice to hear it tonight. The TX11B, RC11B. Thank you, Phil, for that. Radio number 2, the Demco Travelier. That was their mobile version. I don't know how they crammed everything that they had into that one radio. And as a mobile radio with 2 rotating dials and a separate power supply for going AC, not sure how well that worked. And there aren't many of those, but we have them here at OTR. So thanks for that, Dennis. And it sounded good with the microphonium, extra microphonium there. The parade of General Radio telephones, MC5s, Cliff, Green Arrow for radio number 3, Harvey on his radio MC5 number 1, and again with his second MC5. And the Q-Bird Award definitely goes hands down to the MC5 from Cliff Green Arrow. I'm assuming that is what the guys and gals at General Radio Telephone in beautiful downtown Burbank had in mind when they put that tone call in there. When they put in that tone call. So thanks for that. A pair of E.F. Johnson Messenger 223s. Cliff came in with his, and then we went out to Joe on the good antenna, or actually the any antenna that puts out RF. Sounded pretty good for Radio 6 and 7 and Radio 8. I think I went out of order, but you know who you are, the Browning Golden Beagle R68, T68. The Old Tube Radio Network, we will be here next week doing what we do. Thanks for joining us. If you got some pics, you can go to oldtuberadio.net to do some uploads, and we'll see if we can't meld them into the network. 73, everybody from Central California, if the skip's still running.
Thanks, Dennis.
Over.
Good net, good night.
Go ahead, Dennis.
I'm taking my part 15 pause. Or my part 95 nighty night.
Well, I thought I heard somebody ask for a break. Anyway, evening time to you. Good night, Dennis.
Okay, well, I managed to break my OBS control, so that's why everything was kind of wacky. So I'll have to see if I can reconfigure that to make it work better. You never know. Good night, everybody. Yeah, I'm not gonna do the. Although, you know what? We were having some conditions, but I'm not gonna go there because I'll fall off the air chair. Catch you next time. Where are we going here? Yeah, okay. There it is. Still, got to be in the right spot. There's still conditions going on. Here's map number 2. Let's see what's happening. Yeah, look at that. The number is the maximum usable frequency, and there are numbers at 59, 55. That means that 6 meters might be open across the central U.S. Look at that. I see a 50 down in Arizona, so check your 6-meter beacons, everybody. noise reduction. Makes the background sound good, but the signals coming in sound pretty awful. Yeah, there's a 23 in Tennessee or Georgia, I see. Is that the SWLs? Maybe it is. There's a 33 right in Central California. I like that. Look how quickly the conditions change.